Kubrat Pulev versus Michael Hunter is on. This fight was in negotiation for a while, but it went to a purse bid, and Don King, of all people, has won the purse bid for this fight with a bid of $1.1 million. So these guys, by heavyweight boxing standards, will be fighting for chicken change. You know, for the average citizens like us, that's a hell of a lot of money. But for boxers of this level at heavyweight, yeah, it's chicken change. That's got to be split between the two fighters. Anyway, Don King has won the purse bid. He's got the rights to promote WBA regular heavyweight title fight between Kubrat Pulev and Michael Hunter. And by the way, Don King is Hunter's promoter. The fight will take place on August the 23rd at a site to be determined in the United States. The Pulev-Hunter winner will be ordered to face the victor of the June 7 WBA interim title fight between Fabio Wardley and Justice Hooney. So, yeah, that's the little mini WBA regular belt heavyweight tournament that they've put on. Michael Hunter is, or maybe was, a very talented heavyweight. He gave Usyk one of his best fights. He lost, obviously, on points, but he gave Usyk plenty to think about and won quite a few rounds in the early stages. He obviously beat Martin Bakole, gave him his first loss, stopped him, and that was not the fat version of Martin Bakole today. That was a Martin Bakole who was actually in shape. That fight took place at York Hall several years ago. He performed fantastically well that night, Michael Hunter. He also beat the likes of Sergey Kuzmin when Kuzmin was still fairly dangerous, dropped him, did a better job on Kuzmin than Bakole did. Then he went on to have that draw with Alexander Povetkin, which was a close fight. Hunter kind of shot his load, pause, in the early going in that fight. He kind of had Povetkin rocking a little bit, but he gassed himself out trying to finish Povetkin off. I mean, Povetkin never went down, right? But Hunter seemed to think he was going to get the knockout. So he really went for it early and then kind of gassed out, and Povetkin was able to get himself back into the fight. It ended up being a draw. I still think it was a little hard done by. It wasn't some horrible robbery or anything. It was a close fight, but I do feel like Hunter probably did deserve to get the nod. In fact, I remember, I think it was that fight where Povetkin had a really deformed glove. You guys remember that one? One of his gloves was like properly deformed. I mean, from the beginning, not in the 10th round or whatever after breaking the gloves down through hitting Michael Hunter. But no, from the beginning, he had one really deformed glove. It didn't help him any, but yeah, I just remember that little bit of trivia. So Michael Hunter, very talented fighter, put in some good performances over the years. But then he was supposed to fight Filip Hrgović, and there was a purse bid, and Michael Hunter pulled out, didn't go ahead with the fight. It was a very strange number as well. I wish somebody would ask Eddie Hearn and Kalle Sauerland why they bid that particular amount. It was a very, 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 very odd number. And it's not the first time, or excuse me, not the last time that they've bid these really odd numbers. But Michael Hunter, whether he was spooked by the odd number or whether he was enticed by Triller, who offered him a load of money for what was supposed to be easy fights, he went in a different direction. And since then, he's basically been blackballed by Hearn and maybe other people in the boxing industry. He nearly did a deal with Boxer a while ago, maybe a couple years back, and he was going to fight Hughie Fury. But on that occasion, Hughie Fury pulled out. Surprise, surprise. He's like the king of pullouts. And Hunter's been in the wilderness ever since. The situation with Triller didn't really work out well for him because he had that rematch with Jerry Forrest, which went horribly wrong. He was lucky to get a draw in that fight. I guess he underestimated Jerry Forrest, or maybe he's just deteriorated because the first time they fought, Hunter won without any issue. Maybe it was a combination of Jerry Forrest also improving since their first fight. But yeah, he saw Triller as like his meal ticket. He was going to make a load of money because at the time, Triller were handing out silly money, but that didn't last long. I don't know how much Mike Hunter made from it. But after the Triller days, Hunter has drifted off into complete obscurity. Total obscurity. And I'm not sure how good he is anymore. I think his best days are probably behind him. With all that being said, he should still beat Kubrat Pulev. You know, Pulev is an old man. He's not a puncher. He doesn't move around the ring particularly quick anymore. Hunter, if he's even 70% of what he used to be, should be able to get the win, particularly in the United States.